If you want to score in the top 1% of LSAT test takers, you've got to study differently than 99% of test takers. I'm going to assume you're already familiar with the more conventional methods of studying and you've already tried them out, yet you're still not where you want to be. You've already tried drilling questions by type. You've already looked at explanations to copy how others solve questions. And I don't want you using explanations as a crutch. So I've developed some unconventional methods to help you gain a deeper understanding of the various sections of the LSAT, the different question types. So for logic games, for example, you might have heard you've got to keep doing games and redoing them. You may have heard even about trying out Sudoku and crossword puzzles. But the thing is, there are over 400 actual official LSAT logic games, and it's impractical to do and redo all of them in just a few months between now and the June LSAT. So I'd recommend narrowing your focus to the particular game types giving you the most trouble. If you're not clear on ordering games, I don't want you spending time on the rare game types that hardly ever show up. First, master ordering games, do several ordering games, redo them, and then try writing your own logic games from scratch. I personally learned a ton by writing my own unofficial logic games of all different types, ordering, grouping, different types of grouping like in and out, matching, and splitting. I learned about how to design unique tricks and traps to lure the unsuspecting test taker into confidently choosing a wrong answer choice. Very sneaky. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I know that the LSAT test makers have a lot of fun writing their own clever tricks and traps in all different types of questions, whether it's logic games, logical reasoning, or reading comprehension. Now, I mentioned earlier, I don't want you using explanations as a crutch. The reason for this is multiple. One reason is that when you see an LSAT explanation, it is typically that LSAT tutor's perfect way of solving the question after they've already had the benefit of having done it 5, 10, 15, 20 times. It is not necessarily a realistic approach for you to do under timed conditions when seeing the question for the first time. The other issue here is that it prevents you from developing your own unique understanding of the question based on your initial mistaken approach and then your correct understanding upon reflection about what you had done wrong initially. So when you are reviewing a question, you need to spot which tricks and traps in the question you are uniquely prone to falling for so that you can avoid making the same mistake again. And guiding you through this thought process is what my Socratic review method framework is all about. It's a unique review methodology I've developed to help you figure out which exact tricks and traps you are most prone to falling for on a given question so that you can avoid making those same mistakes going forward. I want you developing your own understanding of the questions that you're getting wrong. And when I wrote my own explanations for over 1,000 official logical reasoning questions covering prep tests 46 through 65, going in depth on all 5 answer choices, I learned a ton, far more than I would have learned if I had simply looked at other people's explanations for those questions instead. I had to get inside the minds of the test takers, gaining a deeper understanding of what were the traps they had laid in each of the wrong answer choices to lure the unsuspecting test taker. And I had to think about, why might this wrong answer choice seem tempting, but what ultimately makes it wrong? And what makes this right answer choice seem unappealing, but what ultimately makes it correct? So you have these traps of encouragement towards the wrong answer and traps of discouragement away from the right answer. And until you understand which of those traps you personally are most likely to fall for, you can't help but make the same mistake again the next time you encounter a question containing a similar trap. You might also gain a lot of benefit from translating one LSAT question type into another based on the stimulus. So for example, if you have a lot of trouble with flaw questions, but you're good at weekend questions, you might try reframing the question stem and the choices from a type that you don't like into a question type that you do like in order to better attempt the question based on your areas of strength versus your areas of weakness. So that is yet another methodology to try that you may not yet have encountered in the past. Finally, for reading comprehension, one unique strategy I'd like for you to try is to rewrite the entire passage in simpler language just to make sure you thoroughly understand it. I find far too many students just jump into the questions without having thoroughly gained an understanding of the passage itself. And there you have it, folks. Strategies to help you conquer each section of the LSAT: logic games, logical reasoning, and reading comprehension beyond the conventional methods you're likely to get with other LSAT prep courses. If you'd like to go deeper, if you'd like to personally score in the top 1% of LSAT test takers, meaning you want to score 173 or above on the LSAT in the next 3 to 6 months, there are a variety of ways I can personally support you, whether it's through our live online classes via Zoom, on-demand video courses, small group coaching, and one-on-one coaching. You can check out the links below this video to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. And if you found the video helpful, please do me a favor and share it with someone who needs to see it. I don't do any advertising for the channel. I rely only on word of mouth to help get the word out. And so your sharing a link to this video really does make a difference. And if you're not yet aiming to score in the top 1%, and I don't know why you wouldn't be, if you're maybe just working on your foundation for now and you haven't yet reached the next level or you're even thinking about scoring 173 plus, I would encourage you to get a copy of my book, Mastering the LSAT, available at lsatmasterybook.com to help you jumpstart your prep. It's linked below this video as well. And in the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.